it's me, Mario. Welcome back, guys, to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book review because the girls ask, and whatever they ask they shall receive. So I will be doing a book review of Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Still don't know. Yes, I'm super excited to do this review, so let's just get into it. The structure of my reviews goes, I give a quick overview for those of you who are just interested in the book and want to see kind of what it's about before you pick it up, and then I go into a spoilery, in-depth review where I just rant about all my feelings and talk about it. So that gives you kind of an idea of where you want to stop or avoid things if you haven't read it yet. So let's get into this. Alright, so let's get into my quick overview of this book where I will give you a synopsis and then I will give you my rating of this book out of 5 stars. So, House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, tells the story of a girl named Bryce, and she is half fae, half human. Sarah J. Maas really loves the fae. And she is best friends with this girl who is a werewolf. And she kind of like rolls with, you know, the pack. Like, I don't know. She's like Bella hanging out with the Jacob's pack, you know? And yeah, so they live in a society where like the kind of like hierarchy is very interesting. And they're like in the middle of a war. Humans are rebelling because humans are looked down on and by like the higher magical beings in this world building. And one day, her best friend and the entire pack are murdered. Sorry, that's not a spoiler. It's right in the little review if you read that. And so the story takes place with Bryce kind of dealing with the painful loss of her best friend and her other friends and loved ones who are part of the pack. And so now she is trying to find who the murderer is, who set this like demon on her friends to kill them, and kind of what's going on in their city. And so she gets paired up with a fallen angel who is enslaved for rebelling against the powers that be in this world, and they have to work together to figure out what the is going on in their town, which I don't even remember the name of the world, but that kind of goes into this story. This story is very confusing. Like, I just don't think the world building was as good as Sarah J. Maas really does. So, like, so many details I've forgotten. But it is a really interesting story, and there are some powerful moments. There's romance. It gets a little so if you're into that, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a book for people who are used to Sarah J. Maas and have read her before and kind of knows how she works. I wouldn't say this is the first Sarah J. Maas book you should pick up if you're trying to get into like her fantasy lore. Yeah, so for my overall rating, I honestly would have to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This book was just, it was good, and it gave me that really like good feeling that Sarah is known for, but there was just so much there was just so much wrong with it. Like, the world was built too fast, and it was so long for, I feel like, no reason, or like not for no reason, but because the book is that big, I just feel like the story should have been fleshed out more to where I can remember like who's. Like, it was the end of the book and I would see someone's name and I'll be like, who is that again? And I think that's a big issue with the writing. And I'm just not a book reviewer who's like super critical. I tend to enjoy every book that I read. I'm not gonna be one of those girls that are like, this didn't make sense. I mean, okay, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, but I'm just not a hard critic when it comes to books. But I was just really confused the whole time, and I'm not gonna lie, this book is really hard to get into. Some of her other books, it's like you're hooked within the first chapter. This, I had to force myself through until I like finally like felt a part of it. So yeah, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I just expect better out of you, girl. Yeah, so that is the end of my quick synopsis and overall review. Now let's get into my spoilery book talk. Alright, y'all, so let's get into this. Like I said earlier, I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and honestly, I read this in, let me check my Goodreads. If you have a Goodreads, you should add me on Goodreads, though I don't really know how you find people to add people on Goodreads. I don't know, but if you're interested, I read this book a month ago and I can barely remember the story, which is so bad, but it's because it was so confusing. Like, the world building was so lacking and so poor. Like, I promise you, I was like, what is going on? Whose name is that again? What's their name? Like, oh my god. So we got Bryce, right, and Hunt. I will say, Bryce is okay for a main character heroine. I don't like her better than Feyre or, dang, what's my girl name? Not Selena. Y'all know her real name. Y'all read Sarah. But I think she's my least favorite heroine. She's the first one that I thought was like absolutely stupid. Like, let me put this book down. I just thought she was so reckless and dumb, and like a lot of things she did didn't make sense to me. I'm like, just like, why is she acting crazy? And like in the book, you know, she does a couple things that are a little like smart and witty, but like generally as a character, I found her so stupid. She irritated me so much. Like, so much of her decisions, I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah, so, and I feel like my problem with this book is I started, especially because she was Fae, and so far, like, all the main heroines in Sarah's series are like Fae, and so I keep comparing them, and I think that's just like natural, and she's just like not what I expected. Like, I don't know. And it was like, how many times does she have to be like, what does she call them, like, just like hating men? What did she call them? I literally can't even remember. Hold on, you gotta give me a second. Hold on. A mass hole? Was it a mass hole? Girl, what? I don't know, but she was always calling men this name, like a manhole, but I don't remember what it was. Oh my god, I'm gonna put it on the screen when I look it up after, but it was like, girl, we get it, you hate men, you got daddy issues. It was just like, girl. And I'm just so tired of heroine characters having daddy issues. Some of us have really nice dads, okay? And yes, all men have a level of internalized misogyny, and lots of women too. It's unfortunately how the patriarchy works, but like, we get it. I'm tired of the daddy issues. I hated how she treated her brother. What was his name? I can't even remember people's names, bro. Like, that's the problem. But I loved her brother. He reminded me of Reese. What's her brother's name? Wasn't his name something like Reese? This is bad. I literally can't remember anyone's name. But her brother was amazing, and she was so rude to him for like no reason, just because of her like internalized problems. Like, he was a really good brother, and I literally loved him. He's my favorite character of the book. Also Danica. I love Danica. Okay, that was the one part that like wrenched my soul when Danica died. When, you know, all the demons are coming out from hell, and she goes to save, Bryce goes to save the like humans and the children, and she's like running to get in the gate after she saved everyone, and then it is too late. That part wrenched my soul. And then also the lighted up part. Y'all know the lighted up part? Okay, that part, I stood up in my bed. Does anyone read like where things get so good that you like have to move? Like, when it's like so intense, like I have to get up and I'm like, oh my god. It's so crazy. So that's how I felt at that scene. Hunt is okay. I knew he was gonna betray her because I don't know, just this book, it just followed so much of the same formula. So that's why it was just so easy to compare the characters to all the other books, because it was like, of course we were gonna have a girl who was Fae, who starts off really weak and like falls for like the first guy, and then he betrays her, and she has someone that she really cares about, and then she gains powers and she's actually a crazy badass bitch. Like, yeah, I mean, we love that. We love badass bitch women. But it's like, can we start off that way? I mean, I guess Selena Sardodian kind of started off that way because she was like a badass assassin from the beginning. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's just tiring. And I'm just like so confused. I'm mixing up all the characters in the books. And I just thought the world building was really poor. But it was a great story. I loved when Bryce killed the Archangel and when she tricked whatever that little creature, I forget the name, that was in the tank. And she tricked it so she could save. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Hold on. I gotta get some names because this is ridiculous. Okay, so her brother's name is Rune. Okay. So Rune is my favorite character, Rune and Danica. I thought they were awesome, strong, kind, loving characters. Amazing. Especially like finding out Danica and like why she died and everything she did for Bryce. Like, what a beautiful soul. I love their friendship. I'll tell you that. Bryce and Danica's friendship was so inspiring, so beautiful. It is like the ultimate girl friendship. Like, it was everything to me. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the story. I did, okay, yeah, the lighted up part I'm talking about is when Bryce took the drop. Girl, that was it. That was it. I was like screaming, light it up! Light it up! So that was beautiful. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. I feel really bad. Like, I feel like this is an awful review, which just kind of reflects the book, unfortunately. It was so much yet so little at the same time. Like, I want to read you guys though, like I said, I have a Goodreads and I like to do updates throughout the story and just make little statuses, and I found my statuses for this story so funny. So the first one goes, I feel like this is the first time I've ever been so annoyed with a main character. Why is she dumb? Why are you dumb, Bryce? Next one, so many asshole puns, which honestly, like, it was so repetitive. It was like, we get it, men are assholes according to you, you know, like, please spare us. Next one, Sarah J. Maas keeps playing with me, and I think it was because I kept waiting for Bryce and Hunt to, you know, like, seal the deal, and she just kept playing and playing and teasing and teasing. I'm like, girl, today. The next status update says, take a shot every time you read the words party girl. Okay, yes. Yes. I was so sick in the beginning. It was like a cliche romance novel. Like, I just thought she was a basic party girl and I thought he was an asshole and now we're in love. Like, and it just kept repeating over and over. I just thought she was a dumb party girl and she loves to drink. I thought she was a party girl, stupid party girl, dumb party girl. And I'm like, leave party girls alone. Party girls are smart. Party girls are in college getting their degrees and then they go have fun. Like, what is this stigma? And I get the point was to kind of like combat the stigma, because then she turned out to be a smart, strong, intelligent, capable woman. But it was just, it was tiring to read. So I was like, so I said, take a shot every time you read the words party girl or lilac and nutmeg. What is with the sense thing? Don't take a shot. I'm not condoning drinking. I just thought it was funny. You know, that's like a phrase. Take a shot. Anyway, but lilac and nutmeg, like, first of all, I'm so sorry. That sounds like a stank scent combination, like lilac and nutmeg. So like florally and nutty. Like, I guess they're trying to say she smelled like a fairy. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. And it just kept repeating. It was like, I caught a whiff of her lilac and nutmeg scent. And then her lilac and nutmeg scent just wafted by me. And then she put on her perfume of lilacs and nuts. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just lilac and nutmeg. It was just, I don't know. But okay. Let me stop ranting, because overall I did enjoy the book. It was fun. I love a good romance. I love a good female being, you know, the baddest in the land. the best. And also her brother reminds me of Reese, and then his name is Rune. Like, Sarah, you couldn't. I will say though, I do love her name choices. I feel like they're all really unique. Bryce, Rune, Reese, Selena, Farah. I like, and she really likes Wise. But yeah, okay. But overall, yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm interested to see what the series will look like, because the book ended kind of really like, it just seemed like a finale. Like, this could have been like a standalone novel, I feel like. I mean, sure, it'll be fun to get more and like actually understand this world building a lot more. I'm way more interested in like the witches in the story, and more into her brother Rune, and also like her dad, the Fae King. Like, what's up with him? I feel like he was mean and like portrayed really bad, but I don't know, I just got like inklings that he kind of has a soft spot. So I'm honestly more interested in these side characters than our main characters. But also just seemed like our main character arc kind of finished. Like, you know, like what else is there? I mean, I guess more evil is coming and she's gonna have to learn how to use her powers and like whatever, but that's so typical. I'm interested in like the Fae King. What are his motivations? Why is he like that? Is he gonna be nicer to his daughter? What's gonna happen to Rune? Is he gonna start dating that med witch who's now like the queen of the witches? Like, what's up with the witches? Are she gonna get in trouble for freeing the fallen angel? Like, these are the questions that I'm interested in, and I hope are answered in the next book. Like, I honestly don't care about Bryce and the Hunt. You know, I mean, like, the side of me that loves romance and just wants to see more romance and love and like, you know, that hopeless romantic part of me is slightly interested. But like, for storytelling and like plot points, it's just fodder. Like, girl, give me something good. I want to know about her best friend who, what was she, like a fawn? What was she? I don't remember, but she's like a ballet dancer. I want to go to her dance recital. I want to see what she's doing. Like, the side characters are just way better than the main characters. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Please tell me your thoughts below. Like, were you just as lost and like frazzled and like trying to figure out what was going on and whose name was what and what they did and what powers they had? Ooh, I'm also really interested in Bryce's boss. Like, why did she leave the witches? Why did she go to like a different house? You know, I think it's beautiful that she's protecting all these ancient texts. Clearly she's against, you know, the high powers that be, but she's playing her role. But what happened? Why is she against them? What she's gonna do? Like, that would have been more interesting. Okay, I'm really done ranting. I feel like this is a really, really long video. Thank you so much if you stuck through it all for my review. I'll hit that subscribe button below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.